One of the guests who attended last night's State of the Union address was this man you see on your screen on the right side, a wrongfully U.S. citizen imprisoned in China for more than 12 years, sentenced to death.
Well, Texas native Mark Swidan was a guest of Texas Congressman Michael Cloud, who fought for his release. And Congressman Cloud joins us now, sits on the House Oversight Committee. Thank you for being with us. So explain what happened to Mark when he traveled to China in 2012 for a short trip, I guess, to purchase supplies for some new business?
Yeah, Mark was working on a business project, construction project. He went over there to get some supplies. He was in his hotel room one evening, and Chinese officials burst through his door and arrested him. And, of course, he was bewildered as to why. He knew he hadn't done anything wrong. Eventually found out he was accused of a crime that his passport showed he was not in the country when it had occurred. All the other people rounded up in that crime said he had nothing to do with it, but still he was in prison for 12 years under the most gruesome conditions in China, even sentenced to death. And thankfully, with good work with our government and the House had passed a resolution condemning China to get him out. By the grace of God, a strong mom praying for him. And just amazing fortitude from himself. He was able to spend last night with us.
Yeah, obviously you were instrumental, and so many were in getting him back. I'll talk about that in just a moment. But I'm curious of his reaction because you brought him, if I'm understanding correctly, as your guest last night to the State of the Union.
Yes.
What was his response? Did he enjoy it? What did he tell you? What was his reaction? Maybe you can share with us.
Oh, very much so. This is a gentleman who loves the United States. As a matter of fact, China had tried to get him to condemn the United States several times, and that would have potentially guaranteed his freedom. He refused to do so. He actually wore a T-shirt with an American flag on it to his trial in China. So that's how much he loves this country. So to be able to be there last night and to hear the president talk about how the wonderful things, all the wonderful things that have been accomplished in this last year, to see the heroes who have done great work to bring victory and to restore a sense of pride to our country, from the war heroes to the hockey team. I mean, what a night for our country, and for him to be back in his home country to share that moment was really something he told me he appreciated.
Yeah, a lot to be thankful and grateful for. So, Congressman, a bit more about last night, because you sit on the House Oversight Committee. Yeah. Let's listen to President Trump talking about Minnesota's massive Somali fraud and announcing that the Vice President, Vance, will head up the war on fraud. Let's listen.
The corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President J.D. Vance. We'll get it done. And if we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight.
Ilhan Omar was, of course, yelling liar, and they've had dozens of convictions already, so we know that's not true. But what do you think about the choice for Vice President Vance to head that up?
I think he'd do an excellent job with that. I was excited to hear that. I know he's been involved in pushing for this already, kind of working behind the scenes on it, but to know that he's going to be taking the reins, so to speak, and pushing this forward is really tremendous. He's been somebody who's been willing to take on the big issues, DEI being one of them. When he was a senator, we co-sponsored the bill to get rid of DEI, and for him to take on these big issues, he's going to do a great job. We're excited about it in oversight and the DOJ efforts and all the things that we've been trying to do to expose this. And let's remember, all the craziness that's going on in Minnesota started with us revealing the fact that billions and billions and billions of dollars of fraud were going on in that state. And so a lot of work still needs to be done. to find as much savings as we can for the American people and work toward a balanced budget. And he's the right man for the job to do it.
Not the only state that needs that
No.
guidance either. Thank you so much, Congressman Michael Cloud.
President Trump laying out the case for a possible attack on Iran. This ahead of critical talk.